4, 3, 2.
Hello everyone, welcome to Rappler. My name is Jane Brasher and today we'll be talking to the head coach of the Far Eastern University Tamaraos, Coach Nash Racela. Welcome Coach, thank you for having us.
Hello,
Thank you
Jane.
for being here today. Well, first question, it's a day before the UAAP, for you, you'll be facing the DLSU Green Archers.
Mm-hmm.
How was practice today? What was it like? What was the mood like?
Practice was okay. I think the boys are ready for the game tomorrow. I just told them we've all been preparing for this one, and I'm really confident na ready sila for the game tomorrow. The only thing that we need to do really is just execute the game plan, and I'm hoping that our players, even the coaches, would do their part in tomorrow's game.
First game jitters, may mga ganun ba kayong ina-address at this point?
I think so, especially now that we have a group of young players. So we're having 5 or 6 rookies this year. Actually, when I ended my talk sa post-practice, I told them, especially for the rookies, I told them to try not to put pressure on themselves. Sabi ko, if you get the chance to play, just sabi na, maging ready lang kayo. You probably get 2 or 3 minutes anyway, so wag lang kayo masyadong malikot sa court. So in that way, you're gonna help the team.
You were at the games yesterday.
Weekend,
Sunday,
yeah,
on the weekend. What in particular were you looking at?
No, I just want to get an idea of the competition. I wanted to see, of course, Adamson because we're gonna play them next after De La Salle. I want to see Ateneo because I've been working with and under Coach Tad. So yeah, and I want to familiarize myself again to the UAAP. Na ano naman ako, para bang nakiliti ng konti when I was watching Sunday.
You saw Adamson.
Yes.
And you said during the press conference that Adamson was one of the dark horses, one of the dangerous teams because of Coach Franz Pumarin. Well, when you saw them on Sunday, did they exceed expectations or did they meet your expectations?
I wasn't really surprised with the way they played. As I've said, I tagged them as the dark horse for this year. They have a very good group of players, though they are a bit young than the competition, younger than the competition, but they are all capable. And of course, because again, the biggest factor is the leadership of Coach Franz.
Speaking of young, your team is young also this year, and you're the defending champions. You'll be defending your UAAP championship with a young team. What's it going to be like? How do you see that challenge?
Again, one thing that I told them after practice was that we are the defending champions, but this is another season 79, so we are not the champions of season 79 anymore. I just reminded them not to be entitled as defending champions, but be up to the challenge of performing. So sabi namin, ano pa rin yan, there's still a challenge and there's a lot of work to do. So important is we just do our part and hopefully we get a couple of victories that could bring us to the playoffs.
Mukha naman ba silang nag-respond, Coach?
I think so. I think part of the reminder that I had to them was just not to be entitled and to act as, play like champions. So meaning you put everything on the floor. So every time you're given a chance to play, sabi namin, you just do your best. And sana bukas sa game mapakita naman ng mga players na.
Let's just get this out of the way first, though, Coach. LaSalle. LaSalle will be your first opponent. Obviously, there was a lot going on in the off-season. A month ago, may controversial tune-up game.
Yeah.
What did you tell your players in that respect? Was there a conscious effort na parang to remind them to kind of shut off or shut off the hype? Yeah. Kasi a lot of people are talking about that. It was,
Yeah, again, I think it's a creation of course, social media. Di ba? Malaking tool na ngayon yan.
Yeah.
A lot of people would continuously ask me about that tune-up game. But again, to me, it was just another tune-up game. The game that we're gonna play tomorrow is another UAAP game. So sa amin, we try not to really think about that, or even the competition, yung rivalry. Ang sa amin lang is before this game, ang focus namin was really on our practices, yung day-to-day practices lang. So again, hopefully, just by focusing on those things, pagdating sa game, mapakita namin na we are really ready for any kind of battle.
Matatapos na yung game bukas, Coach.
For sure. For sure. Gusto ko na rin because, again, I think one of the comments that I have about that incident is it's a kumbaga it's a never-ending non-issue.
Yeah.
So a lot of people would always ask me, sa akin naman, wala naman yun. So,
Well, obviously this season you've got a different look for your squad. You lost Mac Bello, Finals MVP, Mike Tolomia, RR Pogoy, etc. Aside from experience, what specifically will you be missing in their games that have kind of forced you to make adjustments?
A lot, really a lot. Again, when we were doing our study dun sa statistics, we are losing 6 players. Bello, Pogoy, Tolomia, Escoto, Inigo, and Tamsi. So
Tamsi,
6, those are actually our 6 players from last season. So nung tinitignan namin yung stats, they played, out of the total 200 minutes, they played 60% of the minutes. So meaning yung mga taong natira sa amin are just really played minimal minutes, except of course for maybe Jose and Orizu. Aside from that, they also gave us, when you talk about point production, almost 70%. So if we scored 100 last year, then almost 70 points galing dun sa anim na tao. So malaking kawalan talaga. But we're really hopeful with the group that we have now. They may be young or less experienced, but they are all capable.
How have they taken that, yung adjustment for that?
It's really hard. Even siguro sa amin mga coaches, it's really hard because especially at the start, we were really looking for our new identity because nasanay kami over the past couple of years na kumbaga nakasandal kami dun sa mga veterano namin, and then all of a sudden we lose them. Tapos biglang yung mga kumbaga yung mga taong sanay na nasa likod, bilang all of a sudden they're the front runner. So mahirap din for them, but I'm really happy with the way they stepped forward. Nakita ko yung mga sacrifice na ginagawa nila, and again, as a coach, that gives you confidence going to the season.
In big moments, when you guys reach big moments, pressure-packed moments during the game, you need veterans. So this time, you don't have much veterans. But which of your players do you think yung makaka-step up?
That's a tough question, and actually that's something that keeps going on in my mind. Yun nga, pagdating sa crunch time, ano na mangyayari sa amin. But yeah, tingin ko pagdating namin dun sa ganung season, doon ko lang talaga rin malalaman. We've gone through a couple of tune-up games, mga preseason tournaments. May mga instances na encounter namin yung gano'n. And we saw players who were up to the challenge. So alam ko naman, I just don't want to be specific right now, but I know that may lalabas dyan sa grupo namin ngayon.
Yes, Coach, yung mga ganyang ngiti nyo eh. Yung mga ganyang pasabi eh. Pero your rookies though, like, who should we watch out for?
Well, our rookies, they're all really potential UAP players. You give them 1 or 2 years in the UAP, I think they'll be really good. But one player that really high on is Kenneth Tuffin. Not because of the skill that he has, but because of the leadership that he could bring to the table. Actually, si Raymar Jose is our team captain, and he was voted by his teammates. But si Kenneth Tuffin, he got his vote from us coaches and management. So parang siya yung co-captain namin. So even him being a rookie, nakita namin na meron siyang leadership qualities na madadala.
It's from New Zealand, right?
Yes, he's the one from New Zealand. He's the multi-athlete. He played cricket, rugby. He was
Wow.
marathon. The hurdles. You know, and then he's even they call it the head boy, but sa atin it's the president of the student council when he was in high school.
Okay.
So yun palang nakita namin na meron siyang leadership.
Yeah.
I think that's the major reason why we brought him into FU.
Okay. Point guard, coach.
No, he's about 6'4". He plays the perimeter.
Okay. So, Macbelo, ano ba to? Reincarnation?
I think, again, it depends on how he develops. But with the attitude that he has been showing, yung hard work, he's more like a Macbelo, at least in terms of yung attitude nila, yung pagkatao nila. Yeah.
So what's more challenging, coach? Like, curious lang. Coaching a team that was tipped to win the title like last year, or right now, na since you're young, there's a little bit lesser expectations.
I'd say it is equally challenging, both yan. Kasi I'm sure what I felt last year with the FU na everybody was saying we're going to win the championship. I'm sure Lasal is feeling it right now because kahit saan angle ka tumingin, sinasabi sila magcha-champion. Mahirap din yung ganon, but again, I was very fortunate that we were able to pull through with the championship. So again, it is because we really had able players who were really willing to sacrifice. So, but at the same time, having a young team, ang difference really is you go into the season na hindi mo talaga alam kung ano yung expectation mo because with the veteran crew, alam mo na they would right away perform. With the younger crew, hindi mo pa alam. So, para bang you go day to day.
Nangangapa
But
pa.
I think ang expectation, or at least the requirement from the coach is bigger. So, it's really a challenge also for me.
Would you say you like it better? Kasi, you know, the hype is not on you guys.
I like it because, again, I see potential. So if I do my job correctly, then we might surprise the UAP.
Surprise. What was the biggest lesson you learned from FEU's championship run last year?
That nothing comes easy. You just really have to work hard for anything that you like. So it's the same thing in life. So ganun din. That's something that we preach every day to our players. Pag may gusto kayo, kailangan magtrabaho kayo pala. You put in the hours, you put in the effort. So, and you just hope that everything falls into right place.
Obviously, coach, narating nyo na yung top last year. You got what everyone else's goal was. How did you take that coming into the season? Like, what comes next? You know, especially you, kasi you were the one who experienced it. Maybe the rookies, they didn't experience it, so they'll be craving for it. Pero kayo, yung nandun, what's your mindset para mag-improve, ganyan?
Well, siguro after winning the championship, as a coach, you think about the program, the future of the program, especially us having to lose 6 of our veterans. So, kumbaga may transition. But again, I was talking to Sir Mark Molina earlier in practice today. We were talking about pressure. So sabi nga niya, actually wala nga pressure sa atin because if you look at the FU program, we just came from back-to-back finals appearances, sabi niya. And you won the championship last year, and now you're losing 6 of your players. Sabi niya, wala talagang perform. Wala talagang pressure dyan. Especially, sabi niya, na you know that after this year, meron magandang future ulit siya because of the players that we continuously recruit. So, and sabi ko, tama rin naman siguro. Tama yung sinasabi niya kanina na sabi niya, mas ma-pressure ka o mas matakot ka kung bilang wala kang player na from this year up to the 5 years after, sabi niya. But you're just looking at the program that we have in FU. We're really confident with the group of players that we have now and that we will be having in the next few years.
Just before we move on to you as a coach, just a couple of questions lang I want to know is what do you think about the landscape of UAAP competition this year and maybe in the next couple of years?
Aside from LaSalle, I think the UAAP is more balanced. When you talk about 7 or maybe 6 other teams, maybe sa aking pananaw, it's LaSalle should be there on top. I think NU might be there. And then all the other 6, halos pantay-pantay kami. So I think there's a good balance this year.
Actually, true. Parang may parity ngayon. Yeah. Especially with the entry of new coaches like sila Coach Bo, Parasol, ganyan.
Coach France, Coach Tab.
What has been for you as a coach, what has been your biggest challenge? This, not just FEU, including Gilas, TNT.
Biggest challenge, personal challenge. I think is to balance my time, my work time, and my family time. So, especially having to work for multiple teams, then it eats up a lot of your time. Because hindi lang naman, as coaches, hindi lang kami sa practice nire-require. We even do scouting, we study the games. So, maraming oras talaga ng ginugugol namin sa trabaho namin. So, and sa akin naman, there's a conscious effort to really spend time with the family also.
You're assistant to Gilas and to Takantex in the PBA. Do you ever want to head coach a team in the PBA or maybe Gilas in the future?
It's always in my mind, but again, it all depends on what God has planned for me as a coach. Just to tell you honestly, more than 5 years ago, I really wanted to be a head coach in the PBA. That was a dream of mine. But there was a point in my career na sabi ko, if it's not for me, it's not for me. Yeah. Anyway, since I started coaching in 98 up until now, hindi naman ako nawalang gawa. I've been coaching the whole time, 17, 18 years now. Sabi ko, God has been faithful to me, giving me work. Hindi nga lang isa, minsan multiple pa, but not as the head coach of the PBA. Sabi ko, if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, then that's fine. I'm fine with wherever I am now.
Do you think you're better off coaching amateurs than pro players?
It's not actually for me to choose. Again, if God assigns a pro team to me, then I'll be up to the challenge. If he tells me to just stay in college, then I'll be willing to stay here in college. But whatever it is, I'm confident that I will be ready for anything.
While coaching amateurs, student athletes, obviously hindi ka lang coach. You're not just influencing them as basketball players, you're influencing them as people.
Yes.
Well, how do you feel about that? Na parang you're this father figure to these group of boys that you can steer in the right direction.
It's a big responsibility, and that has been a focal point of the FU program. Not just to focus on the basketball side, but more so yung life nila. That's why management has been continuously reminding us to think about the future of the players, because we all know that yung basketball hindi naman yung panghabang buhay. So, and that's one thing the president of FU told us before, sabi nila, don't just use the players for the UAAP. Sabi nila, kailangan aside from playing for the school, ang importante is they also finish their studies in
Yeah.
FAU. So sabi nga, that's a promise of the president na they'll give us everything that we need to really help the players succeed.
Which of your personal values, coach, does kind of reflect, or you pass on to your team, to your players?
I don't know. It's hard. It's a hard question. But normally, sa aking experience, you'll realize that, or they will realize it later on, when when I was coaching Sanbed, I coached Sanbed I think 12 years ago, and some of my players then are now coaching in, some of them in college, some of them in assistant in the PBA. So I think yung mga nakita nila sa akin 12 years ago, naging trait nila now while they're already coaching.
Yeah.
So I can't really be specific about it, but minsan it's the influence na ibibigay mo sa kanila. So just like a father is to his children, I think.
You're a coach known for team first mentality, sharing. Leadership, sacrificing. Where did you get that philosophy, and parang sino yung mga coaches that influence you?
Oh, coaches that influence me. When I was playing in high school, Satinay, I was under a lot of coaches also, but some of them are familiar. The Reyes brothers of Coach Chot. I was under them in high school. Si Billy and si June. I had Coach Jem Bengzon. So maaga pa lang sa buhay ko as sa player, yun na yung tinuturo nila na hanggang umabot ako sa pro level when I was starting out in the NBA, the old professional league. So I was under sila Coach Binky Fabis. So, and a lot of the coaches naman would always preach those things. I think the only difference is how you execute it.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you say things, ang players talaga would expect you to really set an example. So pag hindi nila nakita, then it's hard to believe your coach. So I think it's also a challenge for us coaches to lead by example.
Walang NBA, coach. Walang NBA.
Wala, but I always watch the San Antonio Spurs.
Sabi na, I knew it.
And actually when I was watching one video of, I think it was a coaching clinic of Coach Popovich. Yun, nakita ko yung mga principles na sinasabi niya. And it was kind of similar.
Yeah.
Nasabi ko lang, hindi ko lang yata na isusulat ito. So, but yeah, medyo gano'n. And
Okay, let's go to some light questions. Okay, are you ready?
Okay.
Which UAAP players, past or present, would you want to coach, or you wish was on your team?
Past or present? Past, si Nash Racela.
That's not fair. That's your brother.
Yeah. It's nice if you get an opportunity to coach him in college, because I was able to handle him when I was an assistant sa PBA sa San Miguel, but not in college. So that could be interesting.
Okay. What about the ex-FEU stars? Arvind.
ex-FEU stars.
Mark Baroka.
Johnny Abrientes.
Yes. Good answer. Good answer. Johnny Abrientes. Okay. Older ones talaga. No, none of the guys now? Like,
no, because I see them every day in the PBA, so I'm not so excited or interested. So.
Okay. As a coach, what's the lamest excuse you've heard from a player who was late for practice?
Was late for practice? Madalas yan sa amin
Wow. How is that possible?
Not at the start, but ever since we changed that culture in FEU, so yung mga players namin has been there early. When I get to the gym, pawis na yung mga players namin doing extra work. So,
Still, lamest
Yeah.
excuse. And wait lang, you guys the players live in
they
school
can't be
and
late,
they
that's why.
live right under the gym, so they can't be late.
Yeah,
But anyway, okay, sige. And anything
Sick,
you've heard in the
siguro,
past?
sick.
That's not lame.
They're always sick. Eh. That's
What
the
kind of
easiest,
sick?
let's say
Anong-
the easiest
anong sick?
excuse.
Anong sick?
LBM. That's what they always use.
Walang chicken pox, walang ganun. Funniest player on the team?
Our team now,
Yeah.
FU.
Sige, sama natin yung championship team. Para dalawa. I have a feeling kung sino
No,
to.
they all try to be decent kasi when they're in front of me.
You scare
Pero pag
them.
wala ako, I think right now si Simon Bert Aron tries to be funny at times. Yeah. But then the younger ones, they're all playful.
Ito naman. We know Mac Bello is a very quiet, poker-faced player. Could you recall the best reaction you've seen from him? Talagang colorful yung reaction niya.
No, the one I can't forget is when he made that buzzer beater against De La Salle.
Oh.
Parang there was a message in his face. Eh. There was a message for the players of La Salle.
Wait, this is last year. Because,
That
or no,
was-
Ateneo.
2 years ago.
Yeah, then last year was Ateneo. Right, okay. Let's go to some fan questions first. At Martin Melvin on Twitter asks, why only 15 players are included in the lineup? What's the injury of Steve Holmqvist?
Okay. We actually have 16 in the
Okay.
lineup. We have 16. We have 16. The official lineup has 16 players. I think I saw one post that missed Ray Bienes. There's another post that missed Richard Escoto. So, but in total, we have 16 players. Si Steve Holmqvist is not in the lineup this year because of an injury. He suffered before the UAP season.
But anong injury, coach?
He has a stress fracture, so
Stress
that we think we won't be. He should be ready late October or early November, but he won't be still 100%. So we decided not to put him in the lineup and give another player a chance.
Where yung stress fracture?
Somewhere in his leg.
Left or right?
Not sure if it's right or left. Could be right.
Okay. On Facebook, 2 questions. One from Francis Dait. He asks, Coach Nash, how has Raymar Jose adjusted to his new role from being a role player to suddenly leader, considering he has been under the radar for years? Smart questions.
Yeah,
Smart questions.
he has been adjusting pretty well. Again, I always remind him bigger responsibilities, bigger expectations, less room for mistakes. But he's been adjusting really well. Again, the hope is pagdating sa actual games sa UAP, then he performs up to the level of expectation.
You notice, Coach, na a lot of the teams parang sabay-sabay na nag-graduate yung core
Yes.
players, right?
Except for UE and
Lasal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lasal peak
I
sila.
think UP has a lot of veterans too.
Yeah. Who's this? Si Jet Manuel.
Jet
Yeah.
Manuel, even sila Moralde,
Yeah.
even the point guard sila.
Si
Asino,
Desiderio.
Desiderio.
Okay. One from Carl Lewis Malabana, and he asks, Coach Nash, what were the things you were looking for in your Team B in order for them to make the UAAP roster this year? Can you describe the newbies and what they can do for the team?
We have a good future for the FU program. If you talk about our Team B, we've recruited a number of good players, really good players that would surely make it to the UAAP next year. At the top of my mind, I think we have 5 or 6 would be shoo-ins for next season.
Okay, this is my last question. It's a phone-in question from our producer. She asked, what's the most pasaway thing that a player did? Make it good, make it good.
Oo nga, pasaway. We have curfew in FU. So, well, a lot of times, they yeah, they get back to FPU past the curfew. So that's something we always remind them to be responsible because sabi namin you are FU's responsibility. So kumbaga kami ang what do you call that? If you're not the parent, what are you?
Guardian.
A guardian, yes. Yes. Sabi nga guardian. So may responsibility kami sa kanila to protect them also. So it's hard for us pag hindi namin alam kung nasan sila.
Paano nyo nalalaman? May nagsusumbong?
Well, for some reason, nalalaman naman namin. So, and that's something that has really changed in FU. But initially, those were the problems that I've encountered in the program.
But that was good though, yung paglipat ng residents nila dun sa Fern. Right?
It also helped.
Yeah.
Yes, it also helped.
It's a quiet environment kasi,
It's a
no?
quiet environment. It's far from the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have one thing. It's not a question, but since as defending champions of the UAAP this season, what's your final message to the 7 other UAAP schools and then the fans?
For the other UAAP schools, we will just be ready for them. For whatever kind of competition they throw at us, then we will be ready.
Fans.
Fans of FEU, just continue to support us. We have a different team this year, but again, the objective is still the same, to perform to the best of our abilities.
All right. Thank you, Coach. Thank you for joining us
Thank you,
today. So we've been speaking to FEU Tamaraos head coach Nash Racela. The FEU Tamaraos will be playing their first game on Wednesday. That's tomorrow at 4 p.m. against the DLSU Green Archers. They will start their title defense for season 79. Follow Rappler's Rappler Sports coverage of the UAAP this season. Go to rappler.com/sports. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us.